Today I want to build a little micro valley coming off this main woodland channel here. And here's like a long bit of pond coming round this island here, which we're digging out. But just here, there's like a bigger bit as it goes round the corner. So I'm going to have like this area here cut into like a little side valley coming down here, and that will make all of the surface area bigger, and it will create a little pond inlet coming in so far, and it will also help with the drainage coming off the path, which is where you are going along the top there. So it will be quite a sort of steep sloping bit here, but this bit would be cut into a little valley. So we want to get rid of all that and to mark some sticks where I want to cut it. So let's look for some sticks and just mark out kind of roughly like kind of there, something like that, coming up to there, and then here's just easily marked up to this big chunk, and then it will sort of, as I cut down these lower levels, because this is the level I want the channel to be at. When the pond is full, the water will be here. So if I'm cutting this back and this one back, then some of it would be kind of underwater, probably about that much, just like a little bit of an inlet, but it's sort of a nice little thing for wildlife and all the extra surface area, instead of it all just sloping down this way to the northeast. This bit will be sloping towards the north, that will be sloping towards the southeast, so it will give a lot more different directions of the land, and lots more like dry and damp bits and lots of different environments, so more types of plants will grow here. This little bit here is pretty much finished along here, but waiting for its topsoil, and then just here where the cats are, that bit's had topsoil already, so that's an actual kind of finished surface area. And then I suppose the path and everything behind it is all finished ages ago, and up there is all finished ages ago. So just like gonna just take this down, all this bit here down to this level here, and then after that then come back with these terraces as well. So just cut this up and break them up as much as I can here, and just take all this down to this kind of level here, so it's nice flat, so it's easy to shovel the soil away. And quite rocky here, and there's quite a few roots as well, but I got all the bit done that's really close to the trees during the dormant season, so I shouldn't be affecting the trees too much here. But it's just this nice little bit here. Put that down to there, and there, and then make sure it's all nicely broken up so it will transport easily. And just shovel a bit more in here. Right. So let's cut it like that, so it makes a nice level surface here, and I always have it sloping slightly down into what I'm doing, so it's not going to make a puddle if it rains. Put that in there, a bit of a balancing act. Right, another one. See how many I can fit in here without knocking the wheelbarrow over like I did earlier. Right, bit of shake to make it go on. Go in there, and then another one like that. Cut it into the ground there, and put that in there, and maybe just another one or two. That one, and this one. Right, now move the barrow. It's always a bit of a manoeuvre getting up these little cut terraces with the barrow, but not impossible. And then, whoa! And then when it's on this nice dry path, it's much easier to manoeuvre with a bit of a squeak. I'm going to have to WD-40 this wheelbarrow. Right, oh, a terrible squeak. Right, whoa! And then take it all out onto here where I'm raising the ground up, and just point the barrow on course for its next mission, and then just spread this out so how I want it to go. We hold on to a tree for support, and then just bash it around like that, drag that over. Maybe my hands a bit, there's quite a bit here. In many ways it's easier with buckets. Like that there, and then just step it all down. That's further down on the edges, and then go back and get the next load. This is the very top of this little micro valley here. So here from the path downwards is just going to be a slope of topsoil there, going to that height. So it's a steep slope, but not really steep. And then I'm just taking the top of the valley to this stick here. So that's like the first terrace, and then all that will be sloping up to the path. And that should be good. Just hack all this away and chop it up into little pieces, and it'll be nice and easy to transport, and then easy to tread down as well, because the big lumps are harder to tread down, and you can fit more in a bucket if it's nicely, or in a wheelbarrow if it's nicely chopped up. You see, coming across a few bits of roots, but the mattock is going through them really well. So that's the actual, a bit more surface area bit done there, and then as I finish this, then this terrace will come up behind it, up to somewhere here, I guess. Here I've come across a big root which is too big to do like that, so I'm going to try out this bit of the mattock, which I haven't had an opportunity to try out yet. So aim and missed. Try again. Yeah, it's cut through. Wow, it's cut right through that. That's good. So it looks like it could do bigger roots as well. So I'll lob that over there and have another go. So another little bit of it there. Missed. Nearly there. And wrong way. That's why it doesn't cut. This way, sideways on. And I think I got it. It's like embedded into the ground now. Bit of a wiggle. There we are. That's really good. So the mattock cuts roots really well. So the first layer down of this valley is like cut round like that, and then I've got as far as here. So I guess I'll clear away this soil and then start doing this bit. I could measure it out with the roots a bit, maybe like that, and then perhaps. Do I want to keep that bit a little jutty out higher bit? Yeah. Okay, maybe have it coming around just like that, I think. Alright. So now I'll get some more buckets and clear this lot away. Right. Put them here, I suppose. Or shall I use the wheelbarrow again? No, I'll do some buckets this time. Right. On this area I'm digging up quite a few bits of honeysuckle. Now honeysuckle spreads with these like underground roots here, and there's a load of honeysuckle just here. So it's all sort of spreading through the ground here. It just sort of suckers everywhere. It spreads like along the forest floor, and when it gets just a little bit of light it grows up a tree, you know. It's quite a sort of a spreading underground plant, the wild honeysuckle. So I'll just ditch that and get one of these. This time I'm going to do some buckets, because manoeuvring a wheelbarrow exactly where you want it to go in between trees and things is a bit fiddly. So I'm going to do buckets. Also, if my cameraman is digging normally, when I've carried off some buckets, I come back, he's probably got some more buckets ready. But doing a whole wheelbarrow, it's not so much in sync. I'm then waiting for a while. I end up like cutting a turf and carrying that instead. But the buckets work really well. By the time I've carried them off and tipped them and trod them down, he's usually got another 2 buckets ready for me. So that's one. And there you can see a load more honeysuckle just growing there. I'll chuck that over there. And just a few more of these. I've cut a nice kind of terrace here now, and that's as big as we want it now. So just clear all this away, and then start bringing this next one in a bit. Just put that there, and then pick these two up. Whoa! And then take these off down there. And it's much more easy to get sort of in between trees and into fiddly little bits when it's only just a bucket as well. So buckets are quite advantageous, but yeah, quite often the wheelbarrow is good as well. But certainly when it's dry like this, I can use the wheelbarrow. Just hold onto the tree and tread them down. And of course this is going to be about so high with subsoil and then filled with topsoil, so all this land will then face towards the pond, and all the rainwater runoff will go into the pond then. So I just want to raise it up a bit more and cover it in topsoil. Now that this top level is cut out here, I want to mark out the next level. And it's kind of nice to have like an informal kind of way to get to the pond as well. So if I make the actual valley bottom not too steep, then I can walk down it and get to the water. When the pond's full, it should be this high. So when we take this lot back, that level will be sometimes in water. So I'd like to leave enough so there's a bit of a gentle slope here. There's a bit of a steep slope to begin with, but then I guess it's less steep that way. So I'm thinking maybe having it going to about there so it's not too steep, and perhaps I could use this. Let's see, so about there I think. So it's not too steep there, but when I get to the edges, I'd like it to go quite close to the edges and quite steep. So something like that. And then the same on that side there. So it's like not right steep, but quite steep. So that would be like a slope like that. And then here on the end, it's like a gentle slope all the way around there. And then here it gets kind of steep again. Yeah, that would sort of work. Right. So now I suppose I'll start digging just here. I'll maybe move that out of the way. And this is another level down, so it's just a little bit more rocky and more difficult. But you can see there's even like an oily layer in here, so like a little tarry oily layer. So let's cut through that and then working my way up there. For the purpose of today, I really just want to take this level of this channel just up a little bit more, so that I could just get this edge bit done here, and then let's cut up to the lines there and remove all this soil, and then I'll decide how much of this final level will come into it. So really I just want this level just to go round to there. But there you go, it's a bit more rocky here. So get the rocks out with that. It is pretty good for bashing up the soil there. And once you get through a rocky layer, then loads more comes out. Ooh. Now I need to get not all of this whole woodland channel cut out in order to do this valley here, but I do need to get a bit more of it done. So if first of all just mark out a chunk where I want to cut it to. Now I think that bit's not really relevant there, maybe just a bit off there like that, and maybe out to like here so it links up with that, and then just cut across to there so it links across to that side there. So and with this chunk here I can get the first bit of the valley. The valley kind of starts about there because this is just going to be a very kind of steep slope here. So with that bit there, the first chunk will be in the actual valley, but I'll do the edges like at this angle so I get a slope. Anything that's not going to be a slope I'm going to cut beyond, I cut straight on like that. But if I do the edges, I always do them like at a right angle like that, so I can get a nice like a 45-degree slope. Although this is terrace going up here, so the valley kind of starts about here. So this will all be pond channel here. Hello Zorro. Hello. Right, so yeah, so that's basically what I need to do now. Thank you, and get this next bit done here. Alright. It's really rocky, this bit. Yeah, quite big. Nothing really big rocks like I can use for anything, but just lots of weird shaped rocks like that. Loads of them. Yeah. I'm going to keep all this like edge of the woodland channel here steep, so it's like a 45-degree, just cover it with a thin layer of topsoil. And I suppose the same will happen here, but it's going to be kind of less steep when it comes into the valley, so you have a maybe like a 30-degree possibly in places, but maybe 35 degrees. But yeah, much less steep over here. So if you wanted to weigh in and out of the pond when this is all done, you could sort of just come up here and then around here, and it'd be quite a sort of not too steep way down to the pond. So that would be really good. I got this cut back a little bit more here, so it makes it easier to get into this valley bit. And I suppose here I might as well just cut it like a slope. So now I just wanted to take it back a bit further. I've got the edges nicely sloping there and there, so I just want that to sort of come around there. Probably can go quite close to the edge there, and then have a bigger bit kind of there, maybe something like that. I don't know. Yeah, that should do. And then finally this other terrace from here will work its way up and be like a deeper little inlet, like just like this, I suppose. But that will be another day when that gets up this far. So for now, I suppose it just goes straight from the middle for these ones here, and then when I've done the middle bit, then I go in the side bits from an angle like that, so I can get them cut into a slope. And just mark the edge of where I want this terrace to be, and then hack this stuff back, smash it up a bit, and make sure I want a nice steep slope coming all right down the edge there, and drag that off. I think that might be far enough there. A bit more of a curve perhaps. A bit more of a curve. Straight lines don't never look too good. Alright. And drag that down like this. Just get it out of the way of where I've cut, so it's easier to shovel. And then foot up there and get some of this middle section out of the way, all the last bits of this middle section, like that. Drag that down as well, and then I can do this little bit here. Just balance there, so I've got a nice right angle here, and then just sort of carry on cutting down that bit there, so it's a nice at least 45-degree slope, and take it into there, and then down like that, and then drag all this stuff out of the way. And you can see I've got a little kind of valley shape here, which I think just going to have a thin layer of topsoil on it, and there, that's the main cutout part now, the main pickaxing of the valley. So now I need to do is shovel all this away, and then get some topsoil. So I think that's all the cutting out for now. So the pond channel at this level is cut to this high, got a bit more of the island there, and this whole section of coast here. Of course, when this terrace here cuts back here, it will just come in a little bit here, but then I suppose the valley will come out a bit more, so it will be go down to the bottom level there. So now I just want to add the topsoil, but this video has been going on for quite a bit, so I'll probably do that in the next video. This will probably be it for today. Yeah, this is going to be just like topsoil there, topsoil here, just all sloping, and that's sloping up to there, so you've got this whole kind of valley shape here. And then if you like wading up the stream or something, up the pond channel, then here is a bit where you wouldn't have to climb up. All this is very steep, so here you could just like walk up this little bit and then get to the sanctuary of this little path here, and that would be really good. So just get these last 2 buckets. Alright, 1 and 2. Right, I'll just put them 2 over here. I hope you liked today's video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I shall be straight away going on to the soil sequel to this video. So if you have any questions, please ask, and just tread that down nicely, and I shall see you next time.